Hello and welcome to the El Cachorro Show. I'm El Cachorro. And today is our Clone Wars recap for episode 5, Unfinished Business. But hey, while you're here, just make sure you hit that like button down below, the subscribe button, help me out a lot. Appreciate it. So, if you remember from last week, we left off with Anakin, Rex, and the Bad Batch rescuing Echo from Wat Tambor, where they were plugged into his head and using his brain to come up with an algorithm to counter Republic attacks. And the episode left off with the Omnimus Rex going just like old times, and Echo, after he walks away, yeah, like old times. So you kind of get that, ooh, is there something going on here? Well, they didn't forget about that. As you can see, our little blurb is trust placed in another is trust earned. So it's like, all right. So sounds like we're playing off that theme still. So, okay, cool. We get our, but then where things start getting a little weird. So we get our recap. We got the narrator recapping us like I just did for you. But then the narrator throws in the line is, can the the troops not sure about them trusting Echo? Where does his loyalties lie? Like, all right, that's a little too much foreshadowing there. I mean, nothing's happened yet. Why are we getting that in the narrative? So I was like, all right, well, whatever. Just maybe foreshadowing. So we start off. We have a strategizing. We got Mason, Anakin, and Rex strategizing their next attack. When Echo shows up ready for duty, he's like, "Hey, I can help you guys." This is where I like to say I'm along here for the ride. Because Rex steps in and is like, Echo, you're not ready for combat duty. You know, we just saved you. We just, you've been locked up in this thing for months. You're not fit for combat. So okay, I'm cool with that. They're playing the theme that he wants to jump back in. He's not ready. All right, that works. He convinces him he is ready and he's ready for pay. He wants payback for what they did to him, and he goes over this plan that he can feed them information pretending to be the algorithm that the Republic's gonna know about. So pretty solid plan. So all right. So that's him talking about the plan. So then they're preparing to leave. So we have an interchange with Tech and Drex. And this is probably the only. This is setting up the only thing that goes kind of a letdown in the episode. So then pretty much is like, how are we going to go on the ship? He's like, hey, Echo's got a plan for that. Oh, that's what bothers me. So we got Tech saying he has trust issues with Echo. He doesn't know because Echo's been plugged into their machine, so they don't know what side does he work on. Is he for? Why? Why would they have reason to doubt Echo? So I was like, that's this thing. Okay, why? All right, so I'll let that one go. So they take off. It's not a El Cachorro Clone Wars recap without my favorite thing to do, gripe about Wrecker. So their mission is, so they're going to board the ship to feed false information. Meanwhile, Mace is going to lead an attack on the planet. So their mission is stealth. And so they're forming record of this. And okay, I get he's supposed to be the action kind of guy. But he's all whiny. Oh man, I just want to do. I mean, dude, you're acting like a 3-year-old. I mean, there's several. Pretty much Wrecker's annoying in this entire episode, and I've kind of figured out Wrecker is made for 3-year-olds. We will have more about him later. But so yeah, so we have whiny Wrecker because it's a stealth mission. Yeah, okay. So then they're like, "Well, how are we going to board?" Echo's like, "Hey, I'm going to feed them stuff." So then, and here you get what's it, Hunter? Can't remember. It's hard. Some of their names are hard to remember because they're just so Solid Snake. So he's all paranoid about how Echo's going to do it. Once again, though, the paranoia seems to be more about trust when it should be about, is he fit and capable to do this? Like, hey, are you sure you're able to? It's not, where they're worried about him being mentally ready for combat and do this kind of mission. It's more of trusting, which once again, there's been no reason not to trust him. So the droids say the ship don't look familiar, but they recognize the codes that are given, so they allow it. So Echo's plan works. So they dock on the bottom. Meanwhile, we get our attack assault on the planet surface here. Just the clones come in. And there's good old Trent seeing that they're under attack. And deploying some troops. Meanwhile, our stealth gang is fighting their way into the whatever chamber this is supposed to be. It's where they can, so Echo can plug in. Him and Tech work together to plug into the machine. So that's where Echo gets in. Should be. There it is. Okay. So they're getting in. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of the episode. So Mace lands, and he stands on this container with all these battle droids down there, and they all turn and face him. And he gives this big old speech, like, "I've destroyed hundreds, thousand of your battle units. Surrender now, and we can reprogram you so you can do something else." I just thought that was great. He just gives the droids this big speech. I've destroyed tons of you, so surrender. So that part was pretty awesome. The droids, of course, don't take the bite, so they start shooting. And that's where Kenobi's like, "Well, it was worth a try." So that was probably my favorite part of the episode right there. Just a little attempt speech thing there. So at this point, Trench, our spider dude, decides he wants to check the algorithm for what he should do in this situation because the algorithm's been helping them this whole time. So they intercepted that message that. So of course our Tech and Echo intercept that they're doing that. So Echo's gonna feed him plants, which Tech jumps in, is like, "Well, wait a minute, we got to make sure we mask it so they can't tell it's coming from here and make it look like it's coming from the planet we're supposed to." So far, good. All right. So you're heading. So they're working together pretty well here. And so Where are we at here? Oh, that's way too. All right, so wow, okay, 30-second jumps worked a lot. So pretty much what the algorithm comes back and tells Trench to do is send all your troops to where the Jedi are on the planet. You'll overrun them. They won't call for reinforcements, and you'll capture them. So pretty much the bad guys who are losing the war and get this miracle algorithm, and the plan that they go with is send all your troops there. Duh. You needed an algorithm to tell you that part of your plan? To send reinforcements? No wonder you guys lose. You're pretty damn stupid. That's kind of an obvious plan. So, all right. So, I guess, of course, Echo sends these plans but you tell the team that's what he's doing. So Tech intercepts that mission, and they're all like, "What are you doing?" Going back to the they don't trust Echo thing again. And he's like, "Well, I'm sending all the troops there so I can send a pulse that will shut them all down." So the whole distrust of Echo thing is already an issue. To be fair, this plan is kind of stupid and don't make sense on top of that. So I was like, why do they all got to be there for you to send a pulse to shut them all down? Wouldn't the pulse shut them all down anywhere? Everywhere? So the plan actually don't make a lot of sense on top of that. But the whole the whole distrust of Echo this whole time, everything he does is we don't trust you, we don't trust you, we don't trust you, we don't trust you. When he's done nothing to make them think they can't trust him. Outside of having his body hijacked after he was almost killed and tubes plugged into his brain where they were pretty much reading his brain. It was involuntary. He couldn't. There was nothing he could do to stop them. So we're going to give a big final thought I have at the end of that. So they're all questioning if he can do that. Anakin's warning Mace of what the plan is. That more troops are coming. Good old Trench getting happy about the plan. So they're surrounded, and then there's the pulse that takes everybody out. So he does the pulse works, of course. Trench is shocked about the whole thing. He's like, hey, what's going on? They're trying to figure out where the pulse came from. They figured out that it did come from their ship. Now the troops are all like, oh, way to go, Echo, you did it. He's like, was there any doubt? Sure, yeah, we didn't trust you. But now they're cool with him because his plan worked. And we find out Trench has a backup plan because he knows not to trust an algorithm. There's a bomb on the planet that's, I guess, supposed to destroy half the planet that he's setting off. That he has put a countdown on. They pick up that there's a bomb. So Echo starts looking for the bomb, find a way to decode the bomb. Anakin's running off, to go see Trench about, he's going after Trench to see if he can get Trench to disarm the bomb in case they can't. Clones feeling like they won. They find out they were just wondering it was a bomb. So Mace goes looking for the bomb. And Mace finds the bomb, but it's ratio protected, so he can't get to it. So Echoes, who's plugged in to the machine, is deciphering the decoding numbers. All right, so the diffuser thing, looks like a stereo, like a speaker, like a sound guy's pile. Looks like they're all turned up to 11. Because typically when you have these kind of things, you have the ones at the bottom, the high numbers at the top. So as Echo's feeding them the numbers, Mace is using the Force to move them to the numbers. Here's the thing, if you really pay attention to this, where Mace moves these knobs does not make sense to the numbers that he's been given. He's like told one number's up on like 7, and he moves the dial all the way to the bottom, or it's like the numbers don't seem like they should, unless the numbers in Star Wars don't show up in numerical order. Where he's putting there's no numbers on there, so you can't see the numbers on there. But if you're assuming that they're all the way at the top, and like the first number was like a 1, I think it was, or 7, or one of the numbers was low, and you imagine a 1's down here and the 10's up there, because he gets a 1 and he moves it all the way to the bottom. So, okay, so you figure the bottom numbers are 1. I don't know which way. I mean, no matter which way you count them, from the 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, where he slides them to, most of them don't make any sense and don't match up to any number scale that you could possibly think of. So that was kind of funny. He's like he's not even accurately moving those. They're just moving them wherever they want to. Of course, they figure out at this point that they figured out where the clones were. So the Separatists send a surge. The surge comes down and takes out Echo, knocks him out before he can get the last number. So they've got all the numbers but 1. So then Rex has to inform Mace that they did not get the final number. So Mace just tells him to get out of there. So you see Echo's knocked out. So they're helping Echo out. Now the droids they've sent droids to take them out because they know where they're at. So now they're in a firefight. And Trench is feeling pretty good. He's getting ready to go get on his landing ship and prepare for the next part of his mission. And this is the next best part of the episode. So he's planning his next move. Oh, he didn't even. What horrible skipping. I can't even get. Come on, give me some. He opens the door. And there's Anakin. And he's looking kind of evil. So Anakin's looking all mean. He takes out the droids. And then holds his lightsaber up to Trench, demanding the last code. And Trench is refusing. He goes, I can't do that. If I lose this planet, Dooku will kill me. And Anakin's like, who says I won't? He's like, but you're a Jedi. And then Anakin takes his lightsaber. He cuts off the arms, all the spider arms on his left side, but they're all robotic anyways, so it's not like they're regular arms, because he's half robotic anyways. So he cuts off a couple of his robotic arms. And then, of course, Trench gives up the number. As you're evacuating. And Mace is getting ready to take a guess. And then Anakin comes over the comms. Oh, I got the last number. Tells him the last number, so Mace is able to defuse the bomb. And when he's telling it, Trench tries a counter-attack measure on Anakin, starts shocking him with a stick, because you gotta. It is still kind of a kid show, and he's still kind of a Jedi, so you still gotta have him provoked. So he's shocking Anakin, and he takes the lightsaber, stabs it right through Trench. Of course, they've changed the camera angle because Trench has got his back against like a seat, so you see from behind the seat, and you see the lightsaber kind of like go through the seat, so it's going through Trench, but it's also going through the seat, so you're not showing the kill scene too much. Kid show, guys. And then Anakin goes and he gets this detonator, and he's walking out. You see Trench kind of stumbling and then falls over, similarly dead. So I'm guessing we've finally seen the end of Trench. That he is actually Gonzo this time. So meanwhile, we got our clones, our Bad Batch guys are still trying to find their way out. And we get Wrecker's going to have his incredible Hawk moment here. So they're kind of getting surrounded. There's a hallway full of guns. So he takes his gun. He hands it to, I think it was Crosshair. Does the whole little grunt thing, the helmet come down, the snap. And he just runs down the hallway unarmed, tackling droids, grabbing them and throwing them against the wall and smashing them. And like I said, it's an incredible Hawk moment. because he's strong. Then, of course, he gets down to the last droid and he says, all clear. We got to have the little droid's like, not in the face, not in the face. And he slams his head on him and crushes him. I'm used to that by now. Yeah, it's like a little over the top there. So then Crosshairs once it says, hey, I'll cover you guys, get moving. At least we're gonna get Crosshairs a superpower. At least his is cool. So as he's moving down, they're moving ahead, and this Crosshairs is coming around. He's throwing these little things all over the place. He's like little mirror things. So finally he gets to the spot where Anakin shows up, meets the clones, then Crosshair shows up, meets the clones, and also all these droids are coming. And Crosshair goes to look at him. He looks like that. Then instead he moves the target over to one of these little things that he's been throwing on the wall, and he shoots a couple shots in the end. They're like a reflector, so they're reflecting the shot. So he threw probably like 40 of them. I guess he's been throwing them all up and down the hallway as he was running through them. So the shot keeps bouncing back and forth all the way down the hallway, taking out all the droids. His Hawkeye moment and his special power, but at least that was cool. I'll say that was cool. Wrecker was Wrecker, big power grunt guy, but Crosshairs is a superpower, but it did work. It was cool. And then Wrecker's whining, oh, he topped me because he's 3 years old. Then we have the part where they get on their ship and take off, and Anakin's like, hey, Wrecker, here's the detonator. And Wrecker's like, oh, that's the greatest moment in my life. I've never been so happy. He's like, guys, he's just too. He lays it on too thick. I'd be okay with his character if they reined it in a little bit, but he's just over the top. The other characters, or at least, especially in this episode, were outside of the whole not trusting Echo stuff, were at least reined in and they fit the side, but they just he acts like maybe 3's a little rough, maybe 5-year-old. So Wrecker hits the button, blows up all the ships because I guess the detonator detonates the entire fleet. Kind of sounds like a stupid thing to have on a ship, is a detonator that blows up every ship in the fleet. Probably not the smartest thing in the world. So we're back at the base. Mace is commending the troops for a job well done. Says Echo and the Bad Batch guys were superior clones. Obi-Wan says they have medals in their future, and pretty much are misfit clones are being rewarded, and Echo's being rewarded because now everybody trusts him. So they all start walking off. So Rex and Echo start following the generals. I guess they're getting their awards. I don't know if they're getting their awards now. Maybe. Meanwhile, the Bad Batch guys just don't follow. They're like, yeah, we're not in it for the awards. We don't care about that stuff. We're just in it for the adventure. And this is where Hunter and the Bad Batch guy, or Hunter makes a plea to Echo. Is like, hey, are you sure you fit in here now? And like, you're like us. You're an outsider like us. So if you don't feel comfortable here, it's like, find us. You can join us. So they're extending a branch to Echo. Echo's thinking about it. Rex comes up and gives him a chat. Like, those guys are. Rex, those are some of the best soldiers I've ever known. Because no, why Rex is pleading with them, I don't know. Because for a while, first couple episodes, they were dicks to Rex. He's like, you go back a long way, but Echo, if that's where you belong, I'm cool with it. And we see Rex starting to turn away. Then he looks back, and Echo's joining the Bad Batch clones. Here we are. And they all stand at attention, and first Echo, and then the other 4 all salute Rex. And that's where the episode ends. All right, so for the most part of this episode, the overlying theme was nobody trusted Echo. They thought he worked for the other team. That subplot made no sense. If you wanted to do that subplot, you needed to have Echo screw up first. He needed to do something that benefited the other guys from the start distrusting him. Just to distrust him because because he was being held captive and they were plugged into his head, and after they freed him, he's given no sign that he was a separatist. He was on their side. Like I said, for the viewers, we got to see the whole like old times, and we didn't know what that meant, and we theorized that could he possibly be on the other side. But for the characters in the show, there was no reason for them to think that. It's almost like they were doing that because like the people, the writers of the show, are like, we're going to play with this because we made you guys think that he might be a traitor, and now we're going to have no. Everyone thinks he's a traitor, and he's not. It's like the subplot didn't work. There's no reason for it. Now, either you need to have him do something and screw up early in the episode for them to cover that distrust, or the theme that you should have went with was the theme that you originally started with when Echo came in and told Mace that he had a plan. And Rex was like, wait, are you sure you're ready to get back into combat? You know, you've been through a whole lot. And they should have gone with they didn't think Echo was up to par and ready to do anything. I mean, we already know he has a robot arm with a screwdriver end on it. It looks like an R2 end. And it should have been more. Now, if they would have ran with the theme of they didn't think Echo was combat ready, that theme would have worked better. In when he was doing the plan, sending the plans so they could land the ship, it could have been more like, "Are you sure you can do that? Are you sure you're up? You know, you can't. You screw this up, we're gonna die." Instead of the hunter guy was kind of like distrusting that what are you going to do? How are you doing that? You're going to get us killed. Or then when they were doing the whole plan thing, it should have been kind of saying it's in my nose. I mean, it should have been a little more communication there, but there should have been more. When he heard what the plans were, that send reinforcements, it should have been more like, "What the hell did you do? You screwed up." Instead of they were kind of more suspicious of him. And then when they did it, and then they should have said, "Yeah, we didn't trust you." It should have been like, "Yeah, we weren't sure if like I said, that theme would have worked better." The whole not trusting theme doesn't work, and that's the only thing that was really the flaw of a really good episode. Because everything else was pretty stellar. You had some great action scenes, the rest of the whole take out the droids plot, Anakin showing some dark side moments. Everything else was great. It's just this subplot was super forced. Just because they hinted at in the last episode, they didn't have any plans for it to go that route, so they just forced this whole distrust thing. So that's what really hurt the episode. Overall, I'd say episode was probably. I think I'm giving everything roughly. I think everything's been roughly about a 7-ish. Did I give anything an 8? I'm not sure. 7. This one was a 7.5 to an 8, and it would easily be the best episode of the season so far if they would have done something different about that subplot. Like I said, if they would have done they didn't think he was suitable for combat because he's injured, he was half deformed with robotics and stuff. Now you go with that theme, episode was stellar. 8.5, 9, easily. Just the whole subplot thing made no sense. It just it was a dumb subplot. But everything else was great. The Mace moment speech was hilarious. So seeing that the Bad Batch is kind of looked like they're checking off there. So I don't know if that's the end of them for the season, if this is all we're getting of them, or if they're going to show back up later. But it does appear like the next episode we might be going down a different route, because it looks like that story arc has come to a close. Which honestly I'm okay with. Could take a little break from the Avengers there. Like I said, they weren't my favorite group of clones. It's just because they were too cartoonish in a cartoon. Sounds funny. But usually most of these episodes are kind of more based in a reality sense. I mean, usually, your clones have always been somewhat grounded. These guys are just over the top. And very cartoonish and stuff like that. So be happy to see some other story arcs get to play out now. So, we get some more characters. It's the final season. We want to see characters we know. We want to see Tano and maybe some of the other Jedi characters that we know we used to see, like Plo Koon and I don't know how many others would pop up. Don't know. Are we gonna see? Well, obviously we're gonna have some Mandalore stuff. We know this is going to go back to the Mandalore, so we know we got Maul. Darth Maul is going to be in it some. And what's her name? Bo-Katan. So I know we're going to see. So we're going to that route is going to be, I guess, where the finale is going to be at, is the Battle of Mandalore, which is going to actually. Why didn't Maul get kidnapped? Shouldn't Maul be kidnapped by Sidious? No, they hinted about. I thought they've hinted Maul, but that way he doesn't. No, he's not supposed to be around. That's the checked it. Thought his finale was he got Sidious took him hostage. I don't know. See where we're going. But when you see Tano and we see some of these other characters, so a break from the Bad Batch would be not too bad. So their story arc, was okay. I mean, the stories were good. The characters were kind of meh. But so that's going to cover this week's episode. So strong episode with a dumb subplot and an annoying wrecker, as always. He's always annoying. I didn't get my wish of him dying, I guess. So once again, feel free to leave your comments on the episode down below. But hey, keep it nice. Stay away from the evilness of toxicness. Once again, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. Help me out. I'm trying to get to the 100 subscribers. You don't even have to hit the bell. I'm not even that picky. I need 100 subscribers. I get the name, that address bar at the top. I get to get my own bar. Down below is some other places that you can find El Cachorro. I have a Facebook page, usually down there. I have a Discord that has nobody in it, so it doesn't really have too much action. But the Discord, we have called pop culture rooms. If I get enough people in there, we can start chatting about that. I have video games rooms, a couple mobile games as well that I share information. Mobile games I play: Marvel Strike Force, and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because it's Star Wars, of course. Video games, because I also stream on Twitch as L_Cachorro. You'll see that link down below, and there's a link down below, and you'll see it in the ending credits. Was used to stream Destiny 2. Don't play that too often. I have recently been playing a little bit of Overwatch. They got my brothers have got me back into that after not playing for a year. I will be streaming Resident Evil 3 and a few other things. Jurassic Park Evolution, playing at Zoo, some other stuff. So hey, if that's interests you, give me a follow there too. That helps. Got to get that Twitch affiliate. Otherwise, thank you for watching. and may the force be with you.
And when you lie